Hello once again YouTube, it is Jason back for a well overdue Blu-ray collection update. Life's been crazy. I'm graduating high school now and finishing up my college classes and all that confusing stuff. If you watched my About Me, you'll understand a little bit more. I definitely have a pretty cool haul. This is from months of stuff, about 30 titles, I think. A lot of these I've seen. There's definitely a few that I have not seen. I'll be interested to see what you guys think of these. So let's get to it. First off, a Harrison Ford classic that I can rewatch over and over again. I just love this movie, and that's The Fugitive. One of my favorite movies like this. Screw Taken, just watch The Fugitive. This is an amazing movie. Definitely original for when it came out. Really awesome. Just great stuff. Next up, someone actually suggested this to me, but I'm not sure who. It was in the comments somewhere in one of my videos, but someone said to check out The Inside Man, and still haven't checked it out, but picked it up. It was in the $7.99 bin at Best Buy. Picked it up. Still have to watch it. I believe this is the heist movie with Denzel Washington, and I'm excited to watch it. I just have never gotten to it, so yeah. Next up, I believe this is Steven Soderbergh's last film he's directed and plans on directing. For some reason, I thought this wasn't a good movie because, I don't know, I saw the trailers, I guess it just never interested me and I just kind of forgot about it. But turns out, Side Effects is a pretty fantastic movie. A great performance from Channing Tatum, even though he's not the main character. But it has Jude Law, Rooney Mara, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Channing Tatum, of course. But excellent performances, great story. I didn't really see some of the twists coming. I'm trying not to give away anything because it's a really great movie, especially if you know nothing about it. It's pretty fantastic. Next up, this film I hadn't really ever heard of, but it turned out to be pretty good and stars... Okay, it doesn't really star anyone, but Zac Efron's in it. Paul Giamatti's in it, Billy Bob Thornton, yeah, just to name a few, and Tom Hanks helped produce this, but that is Parkland. I guess this made its way through the film festival circuit, but I never heard of it, and then I picked it up just because of the cast, and it turned out to be a really great movie. It didn't really focus. What it's about is the JFK assassination, but it doesn't even really focus on the assassination itself. It focuses on all the people who were involved in, like, the aftermath and all that stuff, and, like, the family of the killer and the hospital, and that's what it's named after, is the Parkland Hospital, and just taking place in Dallas, I think it was, and all that stuff. Like the hospital, Parkland, and the FBI crew, and the family of the killer, and a bunch of other people. But really good movie. Easy watch, I think. Watched this with my history teacher sister, and she really enjoyed it too and said it was pretty accurate from what she knew. Next, a comedy that's been around for a long time. I remember watching this when I was way younger and kind of forgot about it and watched it again and it was okay. That's The Invention of Lying. And I'm not sure if this is a region-free case I got. I got this from FYE, but see, it has whatever language that's in. So I'm assuming this is not the right case or a region-free case or something, but I was able to watch it with my region-locked player, so I was fine with that. But really funny, from the makers of The Office. I enjoyed it. Weird premise. Pretty sacrilegious, but it was funny. Next up, I don't know why this or The Tale of the Princess Kaguya didn't win Best Picture for the Oscar, because they were both fantastic films, but Song of the Sea, I loved this so much. My future children will watch this movie because I just enjoyed it so much. I really enjoyed the characters, and the story was really heartfelt and good message, and just a fun watch. And the art style on this is fantastic, and Big Hero 6 is just another animation movie in my opinion. So comment down below and tell me why you think that Song of the Sea or Kaguya didn't win anything, because that kind of is disappointing to me. Moving on. Next up, I just call this Home Alone 4, because Youre Next. Basically, it's a home invasion film, and it's just crazy, over-the-top, fighting off people trying to kill your family. And it was a fun watch. Definitely, it was kind of strange to me. Like, I just felt weird watching the movie. I don't know why, but it was a weird movie. Still loved it, though. Really good. Also, the director of that made The Guest, and that is in the future. Next up, I love the packaging on these David Fincher films, but The Social Network, I think, was one of the first ones of Fincher's films to be packaged like this, and I just love it. It has that quote here, and it's just slide out. Really cool. Also a good movie, definitely not Fincher's best, but worth watching, especially if you're interested in kind of the history of Facebook, even though most people say that what happens in the movie did not really happen in real life, but it's close-ish, I guess, so yeah. Next up, a film by Darren Aronofsky, and one of the few films he's directed. I looked at his filmography, and he's made like less than 10 films, I think, and most of them are pretty good, I'd say. But Requiem for a Dream, this is the Canadian Steelbook, I believe, and this is the first Canadian thing I've ever ordered. Got this on eBay for $10. Great price for a Steelbook, and just had to check it out. I actually haven't watched this one yet. I watched What's Coming Next, but I just hear it is a super depressing film, and I'm just gonna have to be in the right mood to watch this. So we'll see how that goes. Next up, another Darren Aronofsky, which is a little easier to watch, but still kind of got under my skin. And that is Black Swan. Natalie Portman kills it in this. Mila Kunis is really good in it too. Definitely worth watching for the performances alone, but really disturbing kind of story. But just check it out. Next, I kind of bought this just because of the case it was in, and I don't even know if this is the original case it came in. But away we go in this clear Amaray case. Really enjoy how this looks on the shelf. But this stars John Krasinski and what's-her-face, Maya Rudolph. And I knew nothing about this film, but turned out I really enjoyed it. I watched this one day. I kind of fell asleep in the beginning, and then woke up, rewound, I guess, or skipped back. I don't know what you say anymore, but really enjoyed this film. Really funny, actually. Wasn't expecting it to be as funny as it was, unless I'm just dumb and don't know what humor is. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. I forgot when this came out, but it's definitely a good film. Yeah, I'm not gonna look. That was kind of loud. I promise I didn't, slam it. Next up, a David Cronenberg film, which I think is the only one I own, but his newest, Maps to the Stars. I watched this, actually, and I'm still wondering what I think of it. Watched it last month, or whenever it came out. I got it, the day it came out. But what is this movie? What is it? I don't know how to explain it. I am speechless after watching this movie. I have no opinions. I just watched it and it went in my brain and it kind of creeped me out. I don't know. It's a weird movie, but you should watch it because it's weird. I wouldn't say I hated it, and I wouldn't say I liked it, and I would say it's a good movie. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just move on. Next up, we have Foxcatcher with the slipcover. Got this on eBay for really cheap, and really glad I got it. Steve Carell gives a great performance. Channing Tatum gives a great performance. Mark Ruffalo gives a great performance. Just great performances all around. Whether you like the movie or not, you can't deny that the acting is really done well. Next up, I had never seen this movie, and I was kind of disappointed in myself once I actually watched it that I hadn't seen it earlier, because it was such a fantastic film, and I loved it 100% of the time, and I've watched it a lot more after I first watched it. But that is The Breakfast Club, the 30th anniversary edition, and this was just a fantastic movie. I could watch this over and over again, and I kind of have. But great characters. I know, like, it's the most stereotypical characters you can ever have, but I just love, you know, movies that take place in one setting and it's just focusing on the characters, and you just get to know the characters more, and it's not just about some story and adventure they go on. It's just, hey, we're stuck in detention and we're just gonna chill. I don't know. Next up, one of my favorite comedies. I think this is hilarious. Great opening scene. Just great jokes throughout the whole movie. And a memorable movie in my opinion. I can quote this movie a lot. But that is Super Troopers. Just hilarious. All the cops have something funny about them. Of course, I'm not one who thinks like fat humor is really funny, because it's just old and it's like, I get it, you're fat and you think it's funny. Woo! That's the one humor I just like can never laugh at. It's not even my like personal opinion, and I'm not like offended by it or anything, but I just think it's the most pointless humor ever. Anyways, yeah, there's the fat character. I don't know who plays it, but yeah, that's how I got on that tangent. Anyways, moving on. Next, Nicholas Winding is how you say it? Nicholas Winding Refn is like one of the most loved and hated directors, because all of his movies are loved and hated. I just don't understand how there's such a huge divide between love and hate. But this one, Only God Forgives, I thought was fantastic. I enjoyed every second of it. It was very slow paced, but yet still so violent and crazy, and the symbolism behind it was great. I just love his directing style. And I'm excited to watch Lost River, because I know Ryan Gosling has a lot of influence from Refn and other people he's worked with. But, so yeah, Lost River is not in this update. I will get it soon, though. Next, this was just a fun watch. It's not gonna, well, it didn't, but not winning any awards or anything. It's just a fun movie to watch. And it knows what it is. So I really appreciate that. But The Guest, great action, just a great thriller kind of movie. Some people said it's scary, but I don't know why. But Micah Monroe, also in It Follows, she's in this. Really, I really like her as an actress, even though she's pretty annoying in this movie, but she's kind of gorgeous. So yeah. Next, when I was buying this movie, I was checking out with like some 80-year-old woman at Walmart, and she was amazed that a young guy like me was checking out all these movies. But the Steve McQueen collection, which includes The Great Escape, The Magnificent Seven, The Thomas Crown Affair, and The Sand Pebbles, haven't seen any of them yet. I'm really looking forward to watching The Great Escape. You know, I really don't know too much about the other movies. The Magnificent Seven, most people know about, I think, but the Thomas Crown Affair and the Sand Pebbles, haven't really heard about. But I'll probably just watch all of these in one day sometime, but just gotta actually put it in the player. Next, I bought this off of a Bluetuber, I think, Movie Magnum on Twitter. I'm not sure if he makes videos or not, but yeah, I bought this off of him. And, oh, I forgot, Youre Next I also bought off of him. And he was a great guy, gave me a great price, and I thank you for that. But he also gave me Dallas Buyers Club, and with the slipcover and everything, sweet, awesome movie. This is another big, besides like Mud, this was a big Rise of McConaughey movie. And, of course, he won the Oscar for it. So, yeah. I love Matthew McConaughey, always gives great performances, especially his new stuff. He's on fire. And of course, speaking of McConaughey, Interstellar got this Magno Case, I guess is what you call it. I really don't know things, so... But yeah, everyone's seen this. Great artwork, of course. Awesome stuff. And it's hard to show all this with how zoomed in I am on my camera, but yeah. Also, of course, came with this booklet, and you probably can't tell what the heck that is, because I can't even tell what the heck that is. But yeah, that's my film cell. Woo! But Interstellar, fantastic movie. We've seen it like 3 times now, I think, and never gets old. So yeah. Now these are some of my more recent purchases. Most of these were within the month, I think. So, starting off, the Scream Factory title that everyone gets, whether you buy Scream Factory or stuff or not. That's Mad Max. Seems like everyone picked this up, but that's just fantastic artwork. And, of course, they planned it to release this when Fury Road was coming out. And let me tell you something. Fury Road was my favorite movie in like 2 years, I think. I forgot what came out last year. I guess Whiplash would beat Fury Road for me in like rewatchability and just overall story. But Fury Road is one of the greatest action movies I've seen in a long time, and I loved it. Saw it opening night, and I just dug it so much. So of course I had to buy Mad Max and The Road Warrior. Still need to pick up Thunderdome, but yeah, Mad Max and The Road Warrior. Mad Max has a really interesting film history. If you haven't looked into it, great stuff. George Miller has an awesome story behind Mad Max and all that stuff. Pretty much, just one fact, they paid the extras in beer. So that's the kind of movie it is. And yeah, awesome stuff. Next, I still need to check this out, but this is the only Tim Burton film I own, and that is the new Big Eyes with Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz, yeah. And still need to check it out, but really excited to. Looks really good. I love the premise. Yeah, just excited to watch it. Next we have Reese Witherspoon in her Oscar nomination role, and that's Wild. Got this off eBay for pretty cheap too. Awesome price on this, and a great film. I would watch this multiple times. Really great story and great performance, of course. Oscar worthy. And yeah, I think if Julianne Moore didn't win it, it was Reese Witherspoon to win, in my opinion. Next, of course, I have to have something with Anna Kendrick, because she is my favorite actress. That's kind of creepy. But anyways, I picked up the last 5 years. This was only $7 at Target. Yeah, $7 at Target. And this is like a musical film adaptation. It's been on Broadway for a while, but it's pretty much completely sung, and the way they tell the story is really awesome. They follow 2 different timelines, like starting off as they like broke up, and then like kind of telling a story of how they met, and it kind of goes backwards. It's pretty cool movie. Great singing. I love the music, and Anna Kendrick is amazing. So yeah. Next, another Scream Factory title that most people got, and I personally adored this movie. I think it was a fantastic horror movie that was more than a horror movie. It was more just, everyone says it, but, the exploration of dealing with depression and repressed feelings and all that stuff. But the Babadook, really great movie. I actually just watched this recently. I'd owned it for a long time, and finally actually watched it last week, and I enjoyed it a lot. However, the back says, I've never seen a more terrifying film than The Babadook. It'll scare the hell out of you as it did me. Okay, it's not that scary. Like, you see the monster a few times, and it builds great tension, and it is a scary movie, but it's not a scary movie, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying, but yeah. The Babadook. Check it out. It's on Netflix. Stream it. Hour and a half. Easy watch. Just watch it. Next up, I have never seen this, and it's a classic, and I'm excited to watch it. And that's all I really have to say. The French Connection. On Screen Junkies Movie Fights, they're actually just talking about this and the car chase scene, and they were going up against The Matrix Reloaded and that car chase scene. And Christian Harloff gave Matrix Reloaded the point instead of The French Connection, and everyone thought that was hilarious. So yeah, cross YouTube universe. French Connection, excited to watch it. I actually just bought this a few hours ago. So yeah, I also just bought this, and that is American History X and the History of Violence, which I guess, since I did just buy this, I guess I do now have more than one David Cronenberg film, but haven't seen either of these. Really excited to. I think American History X is listed in the top 250 films on IMDb. Next up, Best Buy has re-released a bunch of the Project Pop Art Steelbooks, and I picked up 2 of them. First one, Snatch. This is also listed on the top 250 IMDb. Haven't watched it, but excited to. And that's, like, if I haven't seen a movie, that's all I can really say about it, is I'm excited to see it. So, sorry about not having all these detailed explanations, but whatever. It is what it is. And I really loved this Steelbook, and that is Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, and you know the long title, it's whatever. But I love this artwork. It's a great Steelbook. Totally enjoy it. And I love the movie too. I love dark humor, and I would agree that the back says, well, not this back, but the back says it is the funniest movie about thermonuclear holocaust that there is, and I definitely agree with that. But anyways, moving on to my last thing, and I got this a long time ago. I think almost the day it came out, but the Fast and Furious Blu-ray collection in the tire case. I also really like this collection because it doesn't list what movies it goes through, and it also has a space for Furious 7 so you can keep it in the tire, and you'll have all the movies until 8 comes out. So yeah, this is an awesome set. I just love it. And I was able to sell the UV code for like 20 bucks. Solid. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this. It's been a long time. I've been trying to comment on other people's videos and keep conversations going, and it's just always a blast talking to all of you. So go ahead, comment down below, tell me what you think of my pickups. Go ahead, give the video a like if you want, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep watching movies.